It would seem that Red Bull Racing have something against Yuki Tsunoda. Red Bull management are actively evaluating whether to pull the trigger on a release clause in Sergio Perez's new 2-year contract, as he is in a performance spiral yet again. According to news reports, Sergio Perez's new contract has performance clauses stating he cannot be more than 100 points behind Max Verstappen by the Belgian Grand Prix later this season. That will be the summer break. And after Silverstone, the gap stands at 137 points. Apparently, he also can't fall below 5th in the driver's standing and is currently in 6th. So it looks like Sergio Perez's new contract is only good as toilet paper for the Mexican driver unless he can pull himself out of this nosedive in performance. But in the conversation about who can replace Sergio Perez, it seems that Yuki Tsunoda is consistently overlooked for the seat in favour of Daniel Ricciardo or Liam Lawson. But Yuki Tsunoda has been outperforming Daniel Ricciardo by some margin this season. And Liam Lawson really is an unknown quantity. Although he did very well in his surprise appearance last season, we don't know much about him compared to him racing full-time in Formula 1. And Yuki Tsunoda, well, he has been consistently showing that he is a handy F1 driver. So why are Red Bull so not interested in promoting Yuki Tsunoda? Well, there are 2 reasons that I can identify from my research. First, Red Bull management either don't like or don't rate Yuki Tsunoda. Now, I will admit, when he first entered Formula 1, I was sceptical about him. See, he seemed undisciplined, unreliable and erratic. He also had a wicked temper, swearing and swerving, acting out when he was on track. And this could have coloured Red Bull management's opinion of him in those early days. And that stigma might still be sticking to him through his later career. But in the last few seasons, Yuki Tsunoda has transformed himself into a great racing driver. He has still shown flashes of the temperament we saw in the beginning of his career, like when he swerved into his teammate at the Bahrain Grand Prix because he didn't like the way he was treated by the team. But on the whole, he is a completely different and more controlled and measured driver. Second, he may be seen as a disruptive influence in the team. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think he's going to go and take the first driver status from Max Verstappen, but he may well be seen as someone who could become a disruptive figure within the team and in the garage on race weekends. Although Perez isn't performing on track at the moment, he is a good second driver in the sense that he is mild and respectful, always thinking of what the team needs first. And even when things don't go his way, like Max not letting him back through in Brazil 2022 because Perez had let Max through to go and attack the driver in front, but he wouldn't return the favour, he doesn't rock the boat. Tsunoda may be seen as someone who will actively attack Max Verstappen and the team and challenge things more aggressively, especially if he is in a race-winning car. I can't see him moving over to let Max take a win or a podium, for example, where I could see Perez moving aside if he was asked to. Another line of thought seems to be that Red Bull and more Christian Horner are really holding out for Daniel Ricciardo to come good, but I think really that ship has sailed. You see, Daniel Ricciardo doesn't seem to be able to get on top of these ground effect cars. He's had seasons now with McLaren and back with Red Bull where he just hasn't really been able to pull it together. These ground effect cars don't suit his driving style, unlike Nico Hülkenberg, who was struggling in the era before the ground effect cars because of the way you had to manage the tyres, and now has taken a leap forward in this season and is doing exceptionally well. Daniel Ricciardo seems to be slipping backwards and just not able to get on top of these ground effect cars. But whatever the reason is, I think Red Bull management would be stupid to overlook Yuki Tsunoda, as he is the only driver who is performing on track, obviously apart from Max Verstappen. Do you think that Red Bull should give Tsunoda a chance in the Red Bull Racing team, or should he think about moving somewhere else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.